In the realm of human connection, especially between men and women, it's not the words we say that matter most, but the energy and presence we bring when we speak. Often we find ourselves relying on rehearsed lines or compliments to gain approval or affection. However, women are not drawn to words alone. They are captivated by the emotional depth and presence of a man. This video explores how a man's energy can make all the difference. It's about bringing a sense of emotional steadiness, clarity, and authenticity into every interaction. While it may seem tempting to impress with clever lines or superficial flattery, true attraction is rooted in something deeper. Women crave authenticity, a connection that goes beyond just being nice or charming. Throughout this video, we will dive into 5 specific phrases, simple yet powerful statements, that when spoken with the right energy and intention, have the potential to make a lasting impact. Each phrase taps into core principles of Stoic philosophy: emotional independence, self-sufficiency, and authenticity. These phrases are not just about the words themselves, but the underlying energy they convey. The Stoic man, grounded in self-knowledge and inner peace, understands that he doesn't need external validation to feel complete. This creates an aura of confidence that is incredibly attractive. As we move forward, we'll break down each of these phrases and examine why they hold such power, showing how adopting Stoic principles can transform how you connect with others. Let's start by looking at the first phrase that embodies this energy perfectly. I don't need you, but I choose you. When in the modern age of superficial interactions and quick fixes, it's easy to fall into the trap of relying on surface-level compliments or catchy lines to win someone over. However, women are not looking for this kind of validation or temporary connection. What truly captivates them is a man's presence, the energy he brings to the interaction, his emotional steadiness, and his ability to be fully present in the moment. A man who radiates presence isn't trying to impress anyone. He isn't seeking approval, nor is he desperate for external validation. Instead, his worth is rooted in himself. He is emotionally independent and self-assured, a person who knows his own value and doesn't rely on others to define it. This kind of emotional stability creates a powerful magnetic energy that naturally draws people in. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes incredibly relevant. Stoicism teaches us to live in accordance with our true nature, unaffected by the ups and downs of external circumstances. It encourages emotional resilience, the ability to remain calm and centered regardless of what is happening around us. When a man embraces Stoicism, he learns to be grounded in his own sense of purpose, unaffected by the need to impress others. For women, this kind of presence is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates emotional maturity. Women can sense when a man is emotionally stable and comfortable in his own skin. There is no need for him to prove himself or to seek approval, and that is exactly what makes him stand out. When we stop focusing on impressing others and instead focus on cultivating our own inner strength and presence, we attract the right kind of people who value authenticity and depth over superficiality. It's not about the perfect words or the perfect performance, it's about the energy behind the words. And it is this energy that we'll explore through the 5 phrases that follow. Now that we've set the stage for the importance of presence, let's move on to the first phrase that truly exemplifies this energy. I don't need you, but I choose you. This phrase is perhaps the most powerful expression of emotional independence and self-sufficiency. When a man says, I don't need you, but I choose you, it's not about rejecting the woman or distancing himself from her. Instead, it's a demonstration of his own completeness. He is not looking for someone to complete him, and he isn't desperate for attention or affection. Instead, he is choosing to be with her because he desires to, not because he needs to. In many relationships, especially those that are not built on a solid foundation, There is an unspoken pressure for one person to fill a void in the other. This creates an imbalance in the relationship. One person may feel like they are constantly giving, while the other is only taking. In contrast, when a man says, "I don't need you, but I choose you," he is communicating that he is whole on his own. He doesn't need anyone to save him or give him validation. He is complete as he is. This sense of emotional independence is incredibly attractive to women. It signals that the man is confident and self-assured, capable of standing on his own without relying on anyone else for his emotional fulfillment. It also demonstrates that he sees the relationship as a choice, a conscious decision to be with her because he values her, not because he is dependent on her for his own happiness. From a Stoic perspective, this phrase aligns perfectly with the Stoic principles of self-sufficiency and emotional resilience. The Stoic man understands that he is responsible for his own well-being and that his happiness is not dependent on external sources. He is able to engage in relationships from a place of emotional strength, free from the need to control or change others. By saying, "I don't need you, but I choose you," a man not only demonstrates his emotional independence, but also shows that he is confident enough to make decisions based on genuine desire, not need. This is a powerful, irresistible energy that naturally attracts women. The power of this phrase lies in its ability to create intimacy and foster trust. When a man says, "Tell me something you've never told anyone," he's inviting the woman into a space of vulnerability, encouraging her to share her deepest thoughts, fears, and desires. It's an invitation to go beyond surface-level conversation and connect on a deeper, more meaningful level. This phrase is particularly powerful because it removes the pressure of performing or impressing the other person. In many relationships, especially in the early stages, there is often a sense of putting on a mask to appear perfect or to present an idealized version of oneself. But this phrase breaks down those walls, creating a space where the woman can be real, raw, and authentic. From a Stoic perspective, this phrase aligns with the Stoic value of listening deeply and without judgment. A Stoic man is able to remain calm and present, allowing the woman to share her truth without fear of criticism or rejection. He understands that true connection comes from allowing the other person to feel heard and valued, without needing to offer advice or solutions. This kind of deep listening builds trust and respect, which are essential for any meaningful relationship. When a woman feels truly listened to, she is more likely to feel safe and comfortable in the relationship. She is no longer worried about being judged or criticized. Instead, she feels free to be herself. This sense of safety is what makes this phrase so powerful. It offers an opportunity for emotional connection that transcends surface-level interactions. One of the most common dynamics in relationships is the tendency for one person to feel like they need to fix the other. Whether it's trying to change their behavior, beliefs, or emotional state, this dynamic can create tension and a sense of imbalance in the relationship. This is where the phrase, "I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to be with you," becomes so powerful. When a man says this, he is offering a sense of relief and acceptance. He is acknowledging that the woman doesn't need to change to be worthy of love or affection. Instead, he is willing to be with her as she is, embracing both her strengths and her vulnerabilities. This message is incredibly comforting because it removes the pressure to perform or be perfect. It creates a safe space where the woman can be herself without fear of judgment or rejection. The Stoic philosophy aligns perfectly with this mindset. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control or change others, but we can choose to be present and supportive. By saying, "I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to be with you," a man shows that he values the woman for who she is, not for what she could be if she changed. This kind of unconditional acceptance is deeply attractive because it signals that the man is emotionally mature and secure in himself. He isn't trying to mold her into someone else. Instead, he is choosing to stand beside her, offering his support and presence without expectation. This phrase cuts through the need for performance and encourages authenticity. In many relationships, there is often a subconscious pressure to impress the other person, to put on a show or behave in a way that will win their approval. However, the phrase, "You don't need to impress me, just be real," dismantles this pressure and invites the woman to simply be herself. Authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have, and this phrase acknowledges that. It tells the woman that she doesn't need to pretend or perform to gain the man's affection. Instead, she can just be herself, with all her imperfections, quirks, and vulnerabilities. This invitation to authenticity creates a deeper level of connection because it allows both individuals to engage without the fear of judgment or rejection. Stoicism teaches us to embrace simplicity and truth. A Stoic man doesn't seek to impress others. Instead, he values authenticity and integrity above all else. By encouraging the woman to be real, he is showing that he values her for who she truly is, not for the version of herself she feels she needs to present. When a woman feels accepted for who she truly is, she is more likely to open up and form a deeper connection. There is no need for pretense or games, just two people being real with each other. This is the essence of a truly meaningful relationship, and it's a quality that can only be achieved through authenticity. This phrase is particularly impactful for women who are strong, independent, or even intense. It acknowledges their power and strength, but rather than feeling intimidated, the man conveys that he is unshaken by their intensity. In many relationships, especially when the woman is assertive or emotional, there can be an unspoken fear that her strength might push the man away or that he might be overwhelmed by her intensity. By saying, "You don't scare me," the man reassures the woman that she can be herself, unfiltered, unapologetic, and powerful without the fear of being rejected or judged. It creates a safe space for the woman to express herself fully, knowing that her strength is not something to be feared, but something to be admired and respected. This phrase taps into the Stoic principle of emotional resilience. A Stoic man is able to remain steady and calm, even in the face of intensity or chaos. He doesn't let his emotions be swayed by external circumstances, and he doesn't feel threatened by another person's emotional state. Instead, he meets them with presence, support, and understanding. For women, hearing this phrase can be incredibly empowering. It removes the fear of being too much or too strong, and instead fosters a sense of freedom to be their authentic selves. It also signals that the man is emotionally mature and secure in himself. He is not intimidated by her strength, but rather he is capable of standing alongside her in that strength. This phrase is particularly valuable for women who often feel the need to tone down their power or emotions in relationships. The Stoic approach encourages both individuals to embrace their full selves, knowing that true strength comes from emotional balance and mutual respect. As we've explored, the power of these 5 phrases lies not just in the words themselves, but in the energy behind them. When a man speaks these phrases with the right intention, they become more than just sentences. They become expressions of his inner strength, self-assurance, and emotional stability. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea of emotional control and presence. A Stoic man doesn't seek validation from others because his sense of worth is not dependent on external approval. Instead, he is grounded in his own sense of purpose and emotional resilience. His actions and words are aligned with his values, and his energy reflects this inner harmony. This is the energy that makes these phrases irresistible. When a man speaks them with a calm, centered presence, they carry a weight and authenticity that makes them powerful. It's not about trying to impress or win approval. It's about embodying emotional strength and self-sufficiency. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control or change others, but we can control how we respond to the world around us. A Stoic man knows that his emotional state is his responsibility, and he chooses to remain steady, even in the face of challenges or intense emotions. This emotional resilience creates a magnetic energy that others, especially women, are naturally drawn to. The energy behind these phrases is what makes them so impactful. It's not the words themselves that hold the power, but the steady, grounded presence of the man who speaks them. When a man embodies this Stoic energy, his words become a reflection of his inner strength and confidence, making them deeply attractive and irresistible. In conclusion, the power of these 5 phrases lies not in the words themselves, but in the energy and presence behind them. As we've explored throughout this video, Stoicism offers a blueprint for emotional resilience, inner peace, and authenticity, qualities that make a man truly irresistible. By embracing Stoic principles, a man can develop the emotional maturity and self-sufficiency that create the foundation for deep, meaningful connections. When he speaks with intention, grounded in his own sense of worth, his words carry weight and authenticity. Women are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it signals emotional depth and strength, qualities that go far beyond superficial charm. These 5 phrases are just the beginning. They offer a glimpse into the kind of man who lives with purpose, clarity, and emotional independence. A Stoic man is not seeking validation from others. Instead, he is focused on living in accordance with his own values, creating strong, authentic connections with those around him. If you want to become a man who naturally attracts respect, admiration, and affection, embrace Stoicism. Cultivate emotional resilience, develop a strong sense of self, and learn to embody the kind of presence that makes these phrases irresistible. The Stoic path is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding, leading to deeper connections and a more fulfilling life. By integrating Stoic principles into your life, you'll find that your relationships will be more meaningful, your emotional state more balanced, and your presence more magnetic. So, embrace Stoicism and let your energy speak louder than words.